Köszönöm Res úr szavait.
Thank you very much for your kind words. I believe that the Vienna-Budapest connection is very much demonstrated, that you greeted us in Hungarian, and now I'd like to greet you back in German. Auf Wiedersehen. And now the Deputy Mayor of the 13th District, Gergely Csiga, will talk about the Smart City program planned by our district. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome all of you. I'd like to welcome the representatives of the embassies, all our partners, and of course those residents who are interested in our conference. Last year we organized this event, the International Smart City Conference, the first time, and luckily enough today we are organizing the second one. We've talked about the pandemic several times, and because of the pandemic situation, similarly to last year, we are meeting online today. So what I'd like to focus on in my presentation is what sort of practical implementation are available already for the benefit of our residents. I believe that it makes no sense to talk about smart cities if the residents of the district cannot see it in fact, in practice, what it means. So what does it mean in the 13th district? There is no big difference what is taking place here compared to any other international standards. Digital technology is, of course, in foreground. That has changed a lot recently, of course. What is important here? We need to apply digital technology for a reason. For example, environmental issues. So we have received the climate-friendly award, and we have our own climate strategy, and that is very much in line with the smart city concept. And another important issue is the engagement of local residents. We really take it very seriously. We have a partnership strategy just for the district, and we want to have social debate on various issues, including the budget. But I'm going to talk about it later. We have the SMART13 Action Plan. That is very much following international trends, but now I'd like to give you some concrete examples what we are doing in the 13th district of Budapest. When it comes to smart governing, as you can see on the slide, we have highlighted a couple of things, but the community budget is a very important new aspect. We had a voting and an implementation phase. Now we are implementing this whole project. So now residents could formulate their comments, what sort of services they would like to see to have changed near their homes. Residents were actually quite active. You could really see it both in terms of recommendations and voting. And now we are implementing these recommendations, so residents could actually make decision on concrete monies and budget. I think it's very important to involve the residents in our everyday activity. That's part of our strategy. And now also in the implementation phase, they are very actively involved. The next big category is the smart people. So let me just give you some examples what we do in this field. First of all, in kindergartens, we have a digital program, maintaining digital rooms, is focusing on education, and a new aspect is the electronic group journal, which basically helps parents to be involved in kindergarten, but ECDL training and also IT training to elderly citizens as well. But as I mentioned earlier, we involve the residents in all these projects. The next category is smart living. Communication, of course, plays a crucial role in here. This application we introduced was of major importance during the pandemic period, and residents could directly contact us for help. Last year we heard the example of Newcastle. They applied a similar application, but we have home care and the expansion of Wi-Fi in public spaces and so on. Smart environment. As I mentioned, we are very much pioneering in various areas within smart environment. It is part of our strategy. We have implemented lots of public space infrastructural developments, and what you can see that in the case of every single project, sustainability approach is of major importance. What you can see here is that in public spaces, we do not waste tap water for irrigation, but we have a network of wells, and also we try to involve residents in our environmental programs, for example, by encouraging them to green their courtyards, and also energy saving investment is an important aspect. As you can see, within Central Europe, we built a passive house that we built in Jász Street. And you can see a kindergarten, Mesésket is the name, and again this was built with a passive technology, and also Akom Bakom kindergarten had a green roof placed on in, and all these also contribute to climate conscious and climate-friendly solutions. And of course, residential houses are supported by our district. You can see the various budgets for non-refundable grants or loans for this purpose, and we strongly believe that it increased the quality of life of our residents and also contributed to the well-being of residents. We have various tasks and competencies, but we try to focus on various areas, for example, bicycle paths, micro-mobility points, smart parking. A couple of years ago, in part of the area, we've started a smart parking system. This is an application where you can check where there is free parking space, and we want to expand this, and we cooperate with companies such as Route4You, who are maintaining an application for accessible parking and traveling. The next one is smart economy. Maybe this is the area where our district local council has less room for maneuver, but we have a smart card service, and a lot of SMEs are part of this program, and also residents can buy at a discount with local SME shops and businesses, and at the end of the year we always give some support. And in the field of economy, of course, cooperation is very important. On the slide, you can see the cooperation with higher institutions. János Kodolányi University is our partner, and we have various fields of cooperation. And at the end, why are we here? Apart from the fact that we'd like to learn, we need to learn good examples, and we also want to show best practices to all participants. The SMART13 Action Plan also identified the task to organize workshops and events related to smart cities, and a part of this strategic process we held a conference last year and now this year. And what you can see here on the slide, that at the János Kodolányi University we also delivered presentations, and I really hope that today based on a very concrete ideas and examples. We will be able to establish long-term cooperations, partly with the representatives of the speakers representing various towns and the companies, but also with residents and NGOs with whom we would be able to further develop our smart city program. Most probably we will never really be smart because it's a learning curve, as the smart city concept is always changing. The learning process will never end, and the 13th district would like to be a partner in this learning process for all, and I really hope that you would also like to be our partners in this process.